What's going on, guys? It's Jose from Boujee, and I'm here to show you my most effective way to rig a senko that you're probably not even using. Here, everyone always talking about senkos, this, senkos, that. Senko.
Senkos.
If you're serious about senkos, man, you keep a lot on you at all freaking times. And I'm just going to show you real quick what I like to use for this particular rig. This is a stick bait, but even though, like I said, they're referred to as senkos, this is the Missile Baits 48. And before I get started, I am not affiliated with Missile Baits at all. I just like the action that this provides. Everyone always discusses the more commonly ways to rig a stick bait. And those, of course, are the Texas rig, weightless Texas rig, a wacky rig, and of course sometimes, depending on the situation, the Carolina rig. The rig that I'm discussing today is the split shot rig. Now, some people do call this the Mojo rig. I don't consider this the Mojo rig. The Mojo rig to me is actually a little bit more advanced as far as the setup, and gives the senko a little bit different of an action. So this is the split shot rig, and it's in between what I would call Texas rig, Carolina rig, and even the weightless senko. But let's get to showing you how it's rigged and the difference that it puts out. Well, here is your typical weightless senko rig. Now, when you do jerk this, it does give that erratic motion. Actually, what entices fish is the little shimmy on the fall. As you're dropping the senko or stick bait, this little shimmy action that it gives on the fall is really what entices fish to go ahead and go in for the bite. When I rig these, I rig it with usually a 2/0 EWG hook. Normally I'll go to a 3/0 sometimes, depending on the situation or what I'm doing. If I'm doing a regular Texas rig, a weighted Texas rig, I'll go to a 3/0, but never anything larger than that. But this is very effective, as we already know, to catch fish. But sometimes when it's hot or even when it's cold, the fish are deeper. They're deeper to stay at that water that stays at a constant temperature that is comfortable for them. So the way to do the split shot rig is you go up. Now this is just for demonstration purposes only, but you go up 9, 12, sometimes 14 inches up, and you just put a split shot. A split shot. Just like that. So this gives it the weight that it needs to get that rate of fall, to get the bait down farther, but still allowing it to freely give it that little shimmy, that the bass like. Also, when you jerk it, this will come out hard, bringing this to a much more erratic motion, and then it'll give it a slight fall. So that's where people kind of call it the Mojo rig, because it does have that erratic come through, swimming around, and then it'll kind of shimmy down, so it looks like a dying bait fish. But that's pretty much what it is. So as you can see, yeah, it's kind of like a Carolina rig in a sense, that the weight is up here and this is tied to the back, but you don't have to drag this weight across the bottom, and you also don't need to go to a medium heavy setup. You could still do this on your finesse fishing setup. And as you guys already know, I like to do a lot of finesse fishing. So this is very, very, very effective to giving the fish a different presentation. They may not just like that slow sinking bait, or you might feel like the fish are a little bit deeper than normal. So all you need to do is add a little split shot. So while I'm sitting here saying, hey, this catches fish, well, let's cut into some action of me catching fish. As you can see, this is still very effective to skip under docks. In this video, I'm skipping it underneath a branch, because you guys already know that bass are predatory fish. So they're going to be hiding places where they could sneak up on bass, or not necessarily on bass, but on other smaller fish, and they can sneak up on them. So right here, jerk it a couple times. As it starts to fall, that's when the fish strikes it. And on this specific setup, I'll cut to another piece. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Jerk it twice so that it makes that erratic movement. And as on the shimmy down, that's when the bass hits it. Well, that's the split shot rig. I like it because it gives you the weight, so to give you that certain rate of fall that you might be looking for, or to get the bait down deeper to where you need it to be. But it allows the senko, stick bait, whatever, free motion to do, what it's good at. So personally, I like it. I've caught more fish off this particular setup than any other of, well, I lie. Maybe it's pretty close to the wacky rig. But anyways, if you like this, hit the like and the subscribe down below. Comment down below what you think about it. If you want to see other videos like this, please let me know. As always, I appreciate y'all, and let's get it.